Today has been a really, really emotional day for me. And to be honest, I'm liable to cry. So, if you are not someone who wants to sit with someone through an emotional moment, I would suggest that you leave now. Okay, so now that all the insensitive people have left the room, y'all, forgive me, because this one might be one of those blubbering videos. Kids. When I say I've been crying for the last few hours, like I literally broke down. Honestly, I knew that it was coming because yesterday I was irritated and just stressed and very, very angry. See, when you know yourself, you know your stages. I usually get really angry before I break down emotionally. Not angry at the world, but angry at myself. See, my thing has always been to hold myself at a higher standard. And so when I feel like I've dropped below that standard, I get frustrated with me. Then I get frustrated with the circumstances. Then I get frustrated with myself for not being able to handle the circumstances. And you know what? It fucking sucks. Let me get my sandbag. I don't want you guys to fall over, and the wind just blew really, really hard. So we're just gonna protect the stand and the phone and the DJI, and we're just gonna keep going. And no, I'm not gonna edit this out, because you know what? This is real life. These are the things that you encounter when you are on YouTube. And I'm not here to curate this look of perfection, because I am far from it. I'm here to share my experiences in hopes that it reaches someone and they can learn from my knowledge, from my mistakes, from my experiences. And going through what I'm going through now, it's been really, really hard to open up and share that and be vulnerable. But you know what's so bad about that? I literally came on YouTube and shared my experience with you all and didn't share it with all the people that are on my Facebook. And I'm talking about people who have been friends with me on Facebook for years. And I had to sit down and I had to ask myself, why is that? Why is it that I felt comfortable, or not comfortable, but I did it anyway. But I was able to share such a deep and intimate experience with complete strangers rather than the people who are on my friends list, the people who actually know me. The conclusion that I've come to is the people who are on my Facebook, they've known me for years. They know what type of person I am. They know I don't like to ask for help. They know me as the strong one. A lot of them have come to me for advice or resources or just to talk and vent at some point in the last 10 to 15 years. These people have also seen me in different stages of my life, different versions of me. And a lot of them, unfortunately, have never held space for me. And when I say that, I mean space to get to know who I was underneath the mask. They were content with just knowing the surface level version of me. And so I didn't push that. I was embarrassed, ashamed, and I didn't want them to see me like that. So yeah, it was easier to come and bare my heart and soul to y'all who don't even know me in real life. And unfortunately, because I have always received more care and understanding and compassion and empathy from complete strangers than I have the people that have met me and known me and done business with me. And that, just knowing that, admitting that, was hard. It was like there was a crack in the dam, and as I sit and I try to patch the crack, another crack appears, and another crack appeared, and another crack appeared, and here I am dangling off the side of a dam trying to repair it, and boom, the whole thing just exploded. And so I sat in my room and I cried, and I told my kids to leave me alone. And actually the explosion at the end was because of my children. I literally said to them, listen, I need y'all to go in your rooms and get all your clothes out of the drawers. Figure out what you want to keep and what you want to give away. Fold them up and put them either in the box or in the bag. The box was to keep, the bag was to give away. Do you know both of my children had an attitude? So, needless to say, it was over from there. And while no, they deserved it. I was gonna say, and while they didn't deserve it, but they did deserve it, because I have been pushing myself for the last month to go through stuff. You think they offered to help? I have been pulling stuff out of closets. I have been washing and folding and going through clothes. I have done all of these things, and you mean to tell me that not once did you offer to help me? And now that I'm telling you to do your own room, you got an attitude? Oh, hell no. What do you think I am, a maid? I get it. Y'all used to come home and the house would be clean, y'all rooms would be clean, the beds would be made, everything would be wiped down. But you know what? I can't do that anymore. I got hit by a freaking car and I literally can't do it anymore. So the fact that you have to clean your own room and you're upset about it, I was too through. What? Just turn it off, I told you. Yeah, just turn it off. That's about my cacao, so, you know. Anyways. So yeah, I went in and I was like, I don't know what you expect of me, but the person that you are expecting, I'm not that person anymore. I'm not about to sit here and clean your rooms for you. You're too old. You're too old. And yes, I may have messed up, and they started to expect me to do it instead of me making them do it themselves, because asking them to do stuff was just pain in the behind, and they wouldn't do it right, and I would have to go after them and redo it. So I was just like, well, you know what, don't even worry about it, I do it. And I did. Even when I worked 2 jobs, even when I worked a job and was going to school, like I did it. I did it. But I can't do that anymore. I am not going to sit here and pack up this whole 3-bedroom apartment and your rooms. No, I didn't say that right. Let me rephrase that, because I know that didn't come out right. I have a 5-room apartment, 3 bedrooms, kitchen, and a living room. I have to pack up kitchen, the bathroom, the living room, my room, and my closet by myself. And I'm supposed to do y'all rooms too? You got me messed up. You ain't no little kid. I know y'all hear that baby crying. That my kids ain't little no more. My kids is 13, well, 12 about to be 13, and 15 about to be 16. Y'all are old enough to be able to help me. The birds are going bananas right now. And so, no, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to fight with you about it. You know what? Guess what? We can bag it all up and throw it in the trash. Bag it all up. I don't care what you do with it. Bag it all up. It's going in the trash. All of it. All the clothes, all the shoes, all the items, all the miscellaneous things is going in the trash. All of it. Because if you can't help me get, and just by doing your room, we're not doing that. You have a problem. And yes, you have a problem, not me. So when I got done going off, because eventually I started crying, because I'm like, yo, I feel like y'all do not understand the severity of the situation. We need to move. I'll be daggone if these folks come and put our stuff on the sidewalk. We need to move. So that means we need to start packing, because we have 11 years worth of stuff to go through. Matter of fact, I'm the only one doing all the heavy, all the brunt work of it. You can't do your room? Oh, no, we're not. Sir, ma'am, you need to get it together, because I promise you won't take nothing with you. Nothing. If you don't pack it, if you don't get it together, you won't take anything. And you know what? I'm not in a position to replace any of it. So what you gonna do then? Like, I'm not doing this with them. And it pissed me off, and it hurt me so bad. And I felt totally unappreciated, mistreated, and honestly, honestly, I felt defeated with life, because I'm like, here I am fighting off the world, and I gotta fight within my home too, like with my own children that I have bent over backwards to take care of, even when I physically couldn't. Screw all of this, and screw y'all too. So I went off on them. I started crying, and I told them to leave me alone. And I went in my room and I closed my door and I cried for hours. You know, our kids don't understand what we go through as parents to make sure that they have everything that they need, to make sure that they are cared for, to make sure that they are clothed, fed, with a roof over their head, a safe one at that. And I understand that that's not their job to worry about. It's mine. But what we're not going to do is disrespect me in the process and think that I'm some type of housekeeper. No, I'm not raising children who think that they don't have to clean up behind themselves. I'm not raising children who are going to think that they don't have to help me around the house. Yeah, no. So, what did I do? I turned off the internet. I took all devices. My daughter has a phone and 2 computers. One strictly for school, and one that she earned by attending a nonprofit that teaches young women and young girls to, know about money. And one of the things that they give you for participating is, if you don't have, is a laptop. I took it all. I took the computer laptop, that laptop, the phone. I cut the internet off so she couldn't, you ain't even about to use the alarm clock. My son, no PlayStation, no nothing, just no. Because you know what? If you don't deserve how I have bent over backwards to make sure that you have, then you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't need to use it. For what? You're using my electricity. You're using the internet that I have to pay for. So if you can't do what I'm asking you to do, the simple stuff that I'm asking you to do, I ain't asking you to move no boxes. I ain't asking you to help me pack up the bathroom or the kitchen. I'm not asking you to help me pack up the food. Nothing. Just your room. And you can't do that? Oh, baby, listen. Then I don't know what to tell you. Because we're not doing this. We're not doing this. At the end of the day, I am not raising spoiled brats. I'm not. And so that just wasn't, it didn't go over well. And it made me feel like I already have to fight with everybody else. Why should I have to fight with my children too? And all of the feelings, all of the emotion, all of the sadness, the anger, the depression, all of it, the anxiety, all of it just came out, and I cried. And I have not cried that hard in a long time. I cried so hard that I started to lose my voice, and I got a headache, excuse me. And you know, when you cry that hard, it means something. I knew that this full moon was going to do something to me, but baby, the way that I have released today, I didn't even know that I had it in me. I didn't even realize how much I was holding, how much I was carrying, how much I hadn't let go of. Being used, being abused, being mistreated, being underestimated, being undervalued, all of the things. And today, I cried because I'm tired. I'm tired physically and in pain. I'm tired mentally. I'm tired emotionally. I'm just tired. And if they can't see that and understand that, then the problem is not with me. When I was done crying, I said, you know what, screw it. I am already judging myself. And we can always be our own worst critic. But if I'm already judging myself, what does it matter if someone who is not actually readily in my life, right? Not that it matters, but so what if other people judge me because I'm going through something right now? So what if people who knew me to be the strong one see me being vulnerable and being open and honest about what I'm going through? So what? They can't judge me any more than I have judged myself. And if they don't understand, then screw them. My pride and my ego literally had to take a back seat. Because I'm like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm sitting here putting my pride and my ego before my kids. Because I'm not asking for help, because I refuse to be seen in a vulnerable way around people who have known me for a long time. What sense does that make? And don't get me wrong, we all do it. We all do it. I know that we do. I know. Because I've done it for a very long time. But it's not fair. It's not fair to us to sit here and have to be the strong one, the support system for everyone else. And then when something happens with us, they're like, oh no, you're the strong one, you got it. Like, I'm tired. And so the dam broke today. So yeah, when I was done crying, I went on Facebook, and it was a long post, but I was very honest, very open, and very vulnerable. And that should not be something that I have to be ashamed of. That should not be something that I have to hide, because we all go through things. We all have hard times in our lives, and if anybody can't understand that, then screw them, because my life is not perfect, and it has never been perfect. And I have good times and I have bad times. And this is the hardest that I've fallen, right? I fell on my face, and I'm getting up, and I'm still going, and that is nothing to be ashamed of. So I'm proud of myself for finally saying, yo, I need help. My life is in shambles. I'm literally selling everything. And even the things that mean the most to me, like my photography equipment, I'm selling it all. Because my kids mean more to me than anything in the world. And I just want to be able to take care of them. We need a car. A U-Haul is gonna be $3,000 one way, and my daughter needs to go to school. That's another $700 I need to. I don't know what that was, but oh no, we don't. A bug flew in my eye. Of all places to go right up underneath the glasses and hit me in my eye. We need things. We need, even with the U-Haul and the gas, it would run me like $3,200 probably. And food, like it's like we need things, and I have equipment that is used, but it's good equipment. It's still in great condition, and my kids are more important than stuff, because one day I'm gonna be able to buy that stuff again. One day I'm gonna be able to not replace it, but to gain it back, and I'm okay with that. So when I was done with the post, I went in my closet and I dug out my some of my photography stuff that I'm willing to sell, and I posted pictures. My studio lights, all of it. I'm gonna put it all up for sale, because we need a safe way to get to where we're going, and I can't be selfish. I got ready to say I'm sorry for being emotional and crying, but I'm not. And I can live with that. So, if you've ever been in a position where you feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place, where you have to make decisions that are going to affect the people that you love the most, and while it might not be the most convenient decision, you know that when you make it, it's out of necessity and love. So if you've ever felt like that or been in a situation like that, I would love for you to share it in the comments and let me know that I'm not alone. I know that I'm doing the right thing. I don't know what's on the other side of this decision, but I know that I can't continue to be content with a life that doesn't fit me anymore. I am scared. I am scared because I am afraid that I will not make it. But I'm doing it anyway. I have worked so hard to stay in this box that I created, right? This person that I'm so used to being, and I have to let go because I realize that I'm not her anymore, and that is scary. It can be scary in a good way too, but it's still scary. I don't know what's on the other side. I don't know where this decision is going to lead us. but I am hopeful, and I know that we will be safe. I know that I won't have to worry about all the things that I've had to worry about here, at least for a little while. At least until I get on my feet, I know that we have somewhere to go. You know, I woke up to a phone call about the test that I went and took to see what I'm allergic to, and they tested me for all types of things. I am allergic to pretty much all the trees in the Northeast. I'm allergic to grass and a whole bunch of different types of grass. But that's not what's important about this phone call. What's important about this phone call is I woke up to her calling me, and the first thing she says is, your test results came back. You tested negative for celiac disease, but you tested positive for, I forgot the word she used, but it's like markers to determine whether or not you could be prone to celiac disease. I know that gastro issues run in my family. Things like stomach ulcers, diverticulitis, diverticulosis, you know, just the whole nine. Which is the reason why I went and got these tests done, because food has been tasting different and processing differently in my body than what it has before. And so she's like, you tested positive for the marker, but it's only like 2 point something %. And that's you know that if you feel like you want more testing done, we can do more tests. She said, but you do have a very like serious gluten intolerance. It's just not what they thought it was. And so there are certain things that I've stayed away from because I don't like the way that it makes my body feel. And she just told me to keep doing what I've been doing. But in the process of her talking about the gluten, the example that she used, y'all, she was like, it's like when you go overseas and you go to Europe and you have the food there and then you're fine, and then you come back to the US and you eat the food here and it does, and it affects you differently. Of all examples, you had to talk about going overseas. Like, of all the things to wake up to first thing in the morning, like groggy eyed, hello, so I probably sounded like a man. The first thing you talk to me about is going overseas. I was just like, anyways. And then she said that I was that to let her know if I wanted to move forward with the testing and getting the serum together for the allergy shot. And I told her, like, listen, my circumstances have changed since the last time that I was there, and I won't be here to do the series of tests, because I think it's like once a week for like 3 to 6 months, and then like once a month for like 2 to 3 years. I was like, I'm not gonna be here. I'm not gonna be here. Like, that was really one of the first things that I said outside of okay, I understand. like, I'm not going to be here for that. So then I looked at the time, and it was early. It was before 9 o'clock. And I didn't sleep well. I haven't been sleeping well. So I was still tired. And I was like, all right, I'm going to lay back down. And around like 9:30, give me like an hour. At 9:30, I'm going to call my grandmother. No lie. 15 minutes later, my grandmother calls. And what is she talking to me about? A house. One of the houses I sent her, she was like, she really liked it, and, you know, she would reach out, but someone that she knows may be renting a house soon. And I was like, you know, I literally thought about her, and she showed up. I asked yesterday for a sign that I was going to be okay, and that I was making the right decision, and should I or should I not want, you know, be looking into traveling. And what do I get? The first phone call talking about Europe and traveling overseas and the different types of food. And then my grandmother calls after I think about her. I'm like, okay, I'm going to call her in a minute. And then she calls me before I can call her. And then I reached out to someone that I haven't spoken to in like a month or so. Their dad was not doing too well. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's everybody? And mind you, this just out the blue just came to my mind. Hey, how you doing? How's everybody? How's your dad doing? Find out his dad is in the hospital, and he had a really bad fall and just had surgery. Just come on. Thank you. Okay, I will be there in a minute. Excuse me. And so his dad fell and had to have surgery and is in the ICU. I ain't talked to you in like a month or so, and the day that I reach out is literally the day after your father fell and injured himself and is now in the ICU. I just think things like that are very, I don't believe in coincidences, so I think that they're very interesting. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So, just the way that today's events has played out has just been very eye-opening. I asked for signs, and I got them. And then I listened to my intuition, and literally, I don't even know what to say about it. Like, and then someone else reached out to me. I hadn't talked to her since last year, and she's offering to like help me mentally brainstorm about how and what I can do. And it was heartwarming because she didn't say, okay, I can help you figure out what to do. She said, okay, we can figure this out. Okay, we can brainstorm. Okay, we can look into this, and we can look. It was we, and I'm like, oh baby, are we French now? Like, we. It's like, and it was just heartwarming to know that someone that I have barely talked to in the last year, who is dealing with stage 4 cancer and other health problems and family situations is sitting here talking about what we're gonna do. And I was grateful. I started crying, and that was one of the cracks in the dam, was that, because I was like, I haven't talked to you in so long, and you're offering to help relieve the mental stress, to be a part of what I'm going through, even though you have your own load to bear. And I was at a loss for words. I just said okay and thank you. I had another friend call me right after I spoke to my grandmother and was like, yo, what you decided, what you gonna do? Okay, so can you do this, can you do this, can you do this, can you do this? So this is what I did when I was in this situation, and it wasn't as bad as yours, but hear me out. And started giving me ideas. And actually, he was the one who convinced me to let go of my photography stuff, because before today, I was adamant about keeping my stuff, because I'm like, I'm a photographer. I can use those skills when I get where I'm going. But he's right. Getting where we're going is more important than worrying about what I'm gonna do to make money when I get there. Like, I literally was trying to figure out the whole puzzle when all I need to be doing right now is figuring out what piece goes where, what piece connects with what, and figure out the rest of the puzzle as it comes. And so to have a friend last night, another crack in the dam, a friend last night kicked me in my butt because I was like, I really honestly just been eating cans of corn because I have no appetite and everything has been affecting me really weird. And she was like, you doing what now? It's like, yeah, I literally even though I have cooked for my children, I haven't been eating it. I've cooked for them, and then I literally would go and open a can of corn, season that bad boy up, and eat that, because I had no appetite for anything that I was cooking. And because of this whole virus, we've been staying away from fruits and vegetables at the grocery store. And so that's the only thing that felt safe, so that's what I did. And she was like, you've been eating corn? Cans of corn? Yes. She was like, are you okay? It's like, no, I'm really not. And so I told her what's been going on and my stresses. And meanwhile, because she said something to me about the cans of corn, I was like, all right, we're not gonna eat no corn today. I'm just gonna cut up some onions and some garlic, and we just gonna have that. And so I literally, she was like, what you cooking? I was like, well, you got on me about the corn, so I'm just making me some onions and garlic. Shorty said, oh, I know you messed up. I know. She's like, I know you messed up, because ain't no way. She was like, I'm gonna need you to get over yourself and get out of your head. And like, she really just, she gave me the kick in the butt that I would have given me, that I was not able to give me because of where I was at mentally. And it really just, I appreciated the fact that she cared enough to kick me in my butt. See, I'm the type of person that I don't mind constructive criticism, and if I can dish it, I should be able to take it, right? And so she just was like, yo, you can't be doing that. You know, you already got stomach issues, and cans of corn is not the best, and da 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 da. And she just went on this whole rant for like 2 hours. 2 hours. And I was like, you know, I appreciate you for giving enough fucks to call me and literally kick me in the butt and force me to see all the things that I wasn't seeing. So within a matter of 24 hours, I have gotten my butt kicked. I have kicked my own butt. I have cussed myself out. I have gotten really angry with my situation. I have gotten phone calls out of the blue that just I have no words for. I've gotten people who have been trying to help me brainstorm, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to them, because I couldn't do it for myself, because I was stuck in a box. And it's like standing in a room and you're facing the wall, talking about I don't know where to go, and you just keep walking into the wall, and it's like everything is a dead end, and all I had to do was turn around. All I had to do was see what was already there. And granted, I do feel like I'm fumbling around in the dark, but at least I'm not facing the wall anymore. I have a starting point. And while I still feel overwhelmed with having to pack up this whole house by myself, I do understand that if those people could come and help me, that they would. But they can't, because they're out of state. But it's something. And something is better than nothing. And so therefore, I am going to get out of my own way. What is it? What? Huh?
Are you recording?
Yes. But you're still at the door. Bye. That being said, I have a starting place, and I understand that I was trying to do too much at once, and I need to just focus on one step at a time, one thing at a time. Just sell everything that I can, get rid of the computers, well, not my computer, but have some Chromebooks, get rid of the photography equipment, just sell everything. Sell everything. What do I need to hold on to it for? I don't. And now that I have crossed that threshold, I'm ready to get back at it. Put me in the game, coach. I'm ready. I'm ready. I deflect with humor, if you haven't noticed. But no, I'm serious. Like, I feel better now that I have let it all out. I feel better that I have been honest and no longer afraid of the judgment. I have put that down, and I feel 10 times lighter. So let me get in here and see what these kids want. I know what my son wants. He want to get back on the PlayStation, but if he ain't did what I asked him to do, he ain't getting nothing. And I know what she wants. She wants me to come and look at her room and see what she's done so that she can get back on her devices too. Meanwhile, I just want no mosquitoes today. Meanwhile, I just want peace. And so I'm going to take the rest of this full moon and just sit with everything and try to come up with a plan, like write everything out. What's my first step? How do I complete this first step? And then, if I feel like it, okay, what's the next step? But I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself, because then I overwhelm myself, and I don't want to do that again. So, thank you for holding space for me in this emotional time, and I hope that this full moon is treating you well. And just remember that this full moon is about revelations. This full moon is about revelations. It's about uncovering what has been glossed over. It is about releasing and letting go, and being prepared to start over. So, I hope that you will enjoy the rest of this full moon. And while it might be turbulent, it'll all be worth it in the end. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow.